Well, hello and welcome back. I've got another interesting piece of hardware here that I figure may as well just cover a brief unboxing, assembly, and then intent. This is a Lianli T60B. And as you can see, it's just a regular old test bench. I went with this one mainly because it supports full ATX boards, and that's pretty much it. I just wanted something that had the versatility to do micro and full ATX. And it's got support for 2.5 and 3.5 inch drives, a full ATX power supply, and it looks like it's pretty well made, even though I have to say this box is much smaller than I expected it to be. I am a mannequin-sized human, and this is my hand, so it's really not that much bigger than a large motherboard box, like this right here from my Aorus X399 Threadripper board. So I'm guessing there's going to be a fair bit of assembly required, but don't worry, it is the finest made in Taiwan quality, and it's a DIY. So let's open up this pit stop and see what's what. Isn't that right, Modi? You so fat. Fat kitty. Alright, let's get to this. There might be some assembly required, but it comes with actually incredibly thorough instructions. Looks like I don't even know what those are yet. A bigger drive caddy, something. There's the rear I/O, 3.5 inch drive caddy, power supply bracket, the main plate with switches and lights, which is super nice. And then these are the main risers here, as well as the top piece. But it's worth pointing out, this has a really nice surfaced anodized finish. This is all aluminum. It's not steel. So this is actually a really, really high quality feeling case or bench, whatever you want to call it. And I'm not going to bore you with how I assemble this, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it together right now, and we'll take a look at it. Maybe we'll even put a motherboard on it to see how it feels. So, okay, it's done-ish. The instructions weren't nearly as good as they looked. So here's a basic overview of kind of how it looks. Everything that needs adjustment is adjustable. This rear I/O shield is actually factory mounted up a little bit, and it has holes for it to be dropped down, and there's actually through holes here and here to mount it into the tray. So I'm going to put a board in it and some standoffs and just see which one is right, because I'm pretty sure that's actually going to end up going down a notch, which is a little bit weird. From factory, it's alright, I don't really have very much space to show you this, but I did put 2 optical drives in it, but I didn't do anything else yet. This thing has a ton of room. It's got 3.5 inch bays, obviously a full-size PSU. It has power and reset here. It's actually got an optional extra, which I'll have to look into, which looks like it has eSATA, 2 USB, audio in and out, as well as a couple of fastener holes for that. If you actually wanted to use this as a computer case, that's what I would recommend. You can see the 2.5 inch double drive bay there, and of course the cables coming out the back, and a little kickstand here. Overall, I gotta say, man, the quality of this is really good. You can see 6 silver screws on the bottom there. I did that because I actually ran out of screws, and I think that amounted to me using the black screws to mount the drives to the test bench, and I probably wasn't supposed to do that. So that's all. I'm sure it did come with enough hardware. But yeah, this thing is really, really solid. I think I only paid like $67 for it, so it's the cheapest test bench currently on the market too. So far, very impressed. So yeah, like I said, next step for me is going to be putting in some standoffs, dropping in a board, and then popping in a graphics card just to see how it fits and which level I need those rear I/Os at. Well, sure enough, you do lower this plate, and everything else fits really, really nicely. So here is a not quite full size by today's standards, but a pretty good size graphics card sitting in a micro ATX motherboard. Wow, blanked on it for a second. This is my Phenom 2X6 rig. It's better for older benchmarks, this and that. So I'm going to pop a power supply in it, put a couple of drives in it, and am I going to actually do another video with it? I bought this so I could compare this 8800 GTS and this 2900 HD, some ancient hardware, and see which one is better. So that is the Lianli test bench. Hopefully that helped a little bit. If not, sorry. But hey, I think it's pretty cool. So this will probably get a lot of use moving forward from me anyway. Well, welcome to another old hardware video. You guys have actually seen this Radeon HD 2900 before. I guess it's a 2900 GT, I think. 256 megabytes of GDDR3, released in, I think, 2008? 07 maybe? 08. This is an 08 card. Where I pitted it against all of the other mid-range ATI cards and top-end that I had from 2004 to 2017. But today it's going to be a little bit different because I'm actually going to be featuring an NVIDIA card as well. I'm going to be running this HD 2900 GT 256 against an NVIDIA 8800 GTS 640 megabyte. So I'm not really sure which one's going to win. This card is about a year newer as far as launch is concerned than that 8800 GTS. And it's actually not quite as good on paper, but it was about $100 less expensive MSRP. And these were both definitely competitors back in the day around the time Crysis launched. This launched just a couple weeks after, but I still think a valid comparison. So if this does really well against the 8800, I will pop in my X1900 XT, which was the top-end card when the 8800 GTS launched, and we'll test it against that as well. As for the test hardware, please excuse the mess around it. I just do this for fun on my own time here. So this is a Lianli Pitstop T60 test bench. Again, HD 2900 GT graphics card I bought new old stock. This is a Gigabyte GA78 LMT S2P AM3 Plus motherboard. It has a Phenom 2X6 1045T 6-core CPU. It has 8 gigabytes of DDR3 Crucial Ballistics RAM. And it's pretty much no frills. We are going to be running on a 1 terabyte laptop hard drive, which is under here, and then obviously we have our 5 1/4 drives for loading media because this is an old machine. So I'm going to get all the inputs programmed here, we'll get it fired up, and we'll get an OS loaded on it. I think we'll be doing the testing with Windows 7 Pro, 64-bit. So yeah, there we go. Let's get going.